How Ming and Zhu Yan finally reconciled, all thanks to their trip to King Shui village. Right after his brother-in-law's chasing wife plan completely failed, Hao Ming wanted to go to King Shui village to learn the art of plant dyeing, hoping it could somehow help Zhu Yan. Earlier, Zhang Liang had advised Zhu Yan to look for investors, because a startup without steady cash flow was destined to collapse sooner or later. Zhu Yan couldn't deny this. They had faced empty bank accounts and bankruptcy more than once, and she understood that better than anyone. Zhang Liang was brimming with confidence, while Hao Ming sat calmly by the side. Everything Zhang Liang said only listed the benefits, never the risks. Investors weren't philanthropists. They never put money in just to break even. They expected dozens, even hundreds of times in return. On top of that, there would surely be a gambling clause in the agreement. Zhang Liang immediately countered, saying he would always put Zhu Yan's wishes first. But Hao Ming only smiled. And what do you have to guarantee that? Even if you agree, the company won't. Your sister definitely won't. That was why Hao Ming suggested Zhu Yan adopt a pre-sale model, collect deposits in advance to secure cash flow. Only when you had control over the finances could you truly have control over your work. After all, the essence of the internet was standardization first, personalization later. With design copyrights in hand then, and only then would it make sense to seek investment, because only then would you have the power to protect yourself. Although unwilling to concede, Zhang Liang couldn't deny Hao Ming's reasoning was sound. Even so, Zhu Yan continued to keep a professional, detached attitude toward Hao Ming, which left him quietly heartbroken. Since forgiveness wouldn't come quickly, all he could think was to help Zhu Yan in whatever small way he could. Just then, the Jinda Group launched an investment project at King Shui village. Hao Ming decided to go there, hoping to learn the craft of natural dyeing and maybe bring her some inspiration. At the same time, the village chief of King Shui invited Zhu Yan to visit. Previously, she had been too busy and completely forgot. Now that work had stabilized, she treated it as a short vacation and a chance to spark creativity. As she admired the countryside, she felt a rare sense of peace. But suddenly, she saw Hao Ming working in the fields and couldn't believe her eyes. The truth was, Hao Ming had arrived earlier. He had been learning kite making, attending plant dyeing workshops, and even teaching kids in the village. At the dyeing workshop, he happened to run into Zhu Yan. Even more coincidentally, they ended up booking rooms at the same guest house. Zhu Yan immediately suspected he was tailing her on purpose. Even when Hao Ming broke out in rashes and sweated profusely from a plant allergy during the class, Zhu Yan still thought it was just one of his ploys, and Hao Ming had no idea how to explain himself. Zhu Yan would never believe him anyway. Seeing her displeased, Hao Ming truly had no words left in his defense. On the ride back, he offered to leave if she wanted, but Zhu Yan only feigned indifference, saying all she wanted was for him not to show up in front of her. Frustrated, Hao Ming muttered fine, but Zhu Yan didn't even care to listen. Instead, she vented to Qiaolin. She complained that Hao Ming was like a lingering ghost that refused to go away. Qiaolin even teased that he was like a stubborn medicated patch, annoyingly hard to peel off. But hearing that, Zhu Yan felt maybe he wasn't that bad. In truth, Qiaolin already understood her feelings well, and took the chance to say more. When Hao Ming once brought Balakan to Yan Yifeng, sure, it was partly for his own gain, but Yan Yifeng had benefited too. It wasn't exploitation at all. On the contrary, that was his cleverness. If a CEO only ever acted with knave, lovesick devotion, Zhu Yan wouldn't be drawn to him anyway. Zhu Yan laughed at her sister's double standards, but deep down she knew it was true. The next morning, she discovered that Hao Ming had already checked out of the room next door, and he was no longer attending the dyeing classes. Only when he really stopped appearing in front of her, did Zhu Yan begin to feel an emptiness inside.